Well, welcome to the third episode of Dan's Diary. I thought I'd finally live up to my promise and ask some of the riders your questions from home. But make sure you keep the questions relatively serious. I mean, an example here, I've got one from Craig Banfield, and he says, "Hi Dan, can you ask the riders this question? What is it like to see Dan finally out from behind the camera, or should he put the camera back on his shoulder?" No, that's just pushing it a bit too far there, Craig. But I will what does he say? Say hi to Scott. Scott, Craig says hello. So anyway, make sure you keep firing them in, Dan at Oz Cycling, and have a look at the sample that we did this morning. Matt Goss, viewer question. Tom Sawyer wants to know, you've gone from a talented youngster to a classics contender in the past few weeks. How do you rate your chances at this year's Giro, and what would a stage win mean to you?
I think my chances at this year's Giro are good. I think, there's not so many stages for me. They all seem to be finishing up in these mountains where there's a lot of snow around. That doesn't do much for me. But I think, if I could win a stage here, it'd be awesome for my career. It'd be by far the biggest win I've had, and it just really show that I've taken that step towards, a classics contender and a guy that can win big races like this, not somebody who's got the potential to.
How are you finding the Giro, like with all the crowds and all the sort of buzz? Is it a bit of a thrill for you rolling out every day?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Some of these crowds are huge. Some of the biggest I've seen in any races in Europe, and they're always so passionate, yelling and screaming no matter where you are in the field, and it's great fun. Even riding up here, wasn't in the front yesterday, but it's still a buzz just riding up these climbs.
And in a team with the Aussie legend like Stuart O'Grady, has he been much of a support with you riding now with Saxo, mate?
Yeah, mate, he's been like a mate the whole time. He's been one of the guys that I've learnt a lot from, and he's one of the guys that helped me get started as a professional. And the stuff I can learn from him is never ending, and I'm just glad that I've got these years with him, and probably many more to come. So a few more to come. So it should be good.
LB, we're doing viewer questions today, and Damien Watson is raising money for Crohn's disease, and he's going to actually ride every stage of the Tour de France this year. Do you think it's possible for a common punter to train up and actually just get through each stage of the Tour de France?
I hope so. I mean, that's definitely a great cause, and I find it hard doing it myself, training, for the last sort of 10 years, but it's definitely, why not have a go? There's definitely a great challenge and a great cause, and yeah, I think if you go your own pace, yeah, definitely there's a chance of doing it.
Well, how long would I have to train for? If you've sized me up, and I'm not in the best nick I've ever been in, but what, 30 years, 40 years?
Yeah, more or less, about 30 or 40 years. Yeah, mate, you'll be right. Just stay up here in the mountains for a few years, and 10 or 15 for at least, and lose a few kilos, and you'll be right.
We've got big Jens Voigt with us now. You're a bit of a hometown hero. Tara Creevy wants to know, how did you enjoy your time at the Tour Down Under, and what do you think of Australia as a whole?
Well, I've been a few times down in Australia, and I just like the whole approach to life of the people down there. They're pretty laid back, they relax. They actually down there, people, they work just to live. Not like in Europe, sometimes people just live to work. So I always like to come back there. It's nice, sunny, friendly people, great beers. What else can you want more?
Now, yesterday you had a bit of an attack. We love seeing Jens going full gas. Are we going to see that maybe today or in the next few stages?
Well, I would love to do it again today, but sometimes also you got to be honest with yourself, and the 25-kilometer hilltop finish, it's maybe a little bit out of my reach, I'm a taller and, so to speak, heavier rider, so that's maybe not exactly my specialty. So maybe I better save it today and then go, all guns firing one of the next days.